Today I'm gonna give Shade his first formal lesson ever on Come When Called. No need to yank yank. That real life leave it needs some work. He was taking treats a moment ago, now he's not. We're going to go over how to teach our dogs to come to us whenever we call them, regardless of what kind of dog you have. Generally, when you're introducing Come When Called to your dog, you want to do it in a place that they're very familiar with, like your house, which we've kind of been working on informally. But today we've come out to a mediumly busy park in order to do this. No matter what kind of dog you have, when you want to work with them in new places like the public, you're going to need treats and toys for them that actually grab their attention. Bark is really innovative in this area, and they come up with some of the wildest, craziest designs, so your dog never gets bored. But for those of you who find unpredictable, incredible toys to be a little too much, I want to assure you that they have some very normal toys too. BarkBox is for your everyday normal dog who loves awesome toys and munchies. I mean, treats. And if your dog really needs their toys to be ultra tough and durable, Super Chewer is for you. Even Bark's most normal toys have the most enticing details for dogs, like different textures, squeaks, lots of interactive features, which is great for their mental stimulation. Having the best toys and the best treats, that's gonna give you a super head start for training. All of you can get a free extra box when you sign up for a BarkBox or Super Chewer box by using my special links, barkbox.com/dogtraining and superchewer.com/dogtraining, links below. Now, where were we? That real life leave it needs some work. See that? I can see right away that's gonna be part of my challenge. We can't be eating stuff off the ground, sir. That's what he had in his mouth. And there's a bunch of it. It's just old, gross, dead grass that's been cut. Leave it. So you can see how one lesson builds on the next. You don't need to correct your dog. You can communicate with them, and it's a much richer experience. Good man, there come the eyes automatically up to me. I want to reinforce. Yes must mean something. Leave it. Attention up here. Yes. Good man. And now we're going to move away from the distraction. Here. Okay. Come on. Good man. And there's our first formal Come When Called. Do you see how Look at Me evolved into Come When Called here? A lot of things just happened in that exchange. We had to practice Leave It, which was something you don't associate with Come When Called necessarily. Then Attention, that's a separate skill. And then Running to Me, the actual Come When Called. How did I get him to run to me? Did you notice my excited energy? I was enthusiastic about requesting his presence over here. And when he got to me, what did I do? If you're really trying to make a point to your dog, pay them. One of the best ways to guarantee that your dog is extremely likely to come to you when you call them is to avoid missing opportunities. In other words, don't be lazy about reinforcement. If you're serious about training your puppy to listen, you should have a few treats on you at all times. Most people will see really good results with this within days, but I strongly recommend reinforcing things like come and stay, especially with treats, with toys, with environment, whatever it is that your dog likes, for the first 2 years of their life to really burn it in there so they really understand. Stay means stay and come means come. It's a good question if you're wondering if this will make you reliant on treats. They're gonna learn that sometimes you don't have treats and sometimes you do. But if they think there's a good chance that you have treats, that's likely to be all of the motivation you need to bridge the gap from treats to few or no treats. There has to be an interim step where your dog is like, I'm probably gonna get a treat. I might get a treat. Oh, I didn't get treats yesterday, but maybe I'll get them now. Do you know what I'm saying? That's kind of the mindset you want them to think. And if you cut that supply off too early, you're missing out on so many wonderful reinforcement opportunities for them to generalize this skill in the real world. But we know he has more than one currency. He likes to play fetch sometimes. Let's see if we can use that to build on his recall talents. Just like in the living room, right? But outside it's tougher. We got grass, we got smells, all kinds of things. This is just how I do fetch training. It's a combination of getting them into the toy, playing some tug, throwing it. When you're playing fetch, you're essentially capturing a recall. Good man, come. For many dogs, this is your plan A. If they like to play, this kills so many birds with one stone. Not only are you exercising, you're building a bond, you're playing with your dog, you're teaching them how to come to you, you're giving them a good outlet. I mean, you know, done in the right proportions, fetch can be very beneficial for your training, in my view. Let go. Let go is the part he needs work with. Remember, we defined fetch as chasing a toy in a straight line, just like that, picking it up immediately, returning in a straight line. Come on, let's go. Yes. promptly letting go, which we need to work on, and eagerly awaiting the next throw, which we have. So we got to zoom in on that let go. Now's not the time because he's on a roll right now. So I'll just wait him out. Yes! You're not going to train everything at once, but boy, you can train a lot. Where does this myth come from that positive reinforcement takes longer? It is not true. I've had this dog a few days. Now watch this. Let go. Good. Here, can you sit? Yes! Okay, go. It's over there. So that was the first instance where I had him earn a throw. Now we can use that as currency. I asked him to sit, I said yes, and I tossed the toy that he loves. Good man. Let's do it one more time. I don't want to get in the habit of asking him to do too much for fetch because it's more important that we keep that drive up so we can get that energy out on our terms and schedule moving forward. Yes, sit, and okay. Good man. And go. Shades of puppy, we're going to be very conservative with vigorous exercise, especially with him being a large breed puppy. Very good. We've been using a lead the whole time here, a very generous lead. A logical question would be, all right, when can I lose that lead and just know my dog's going to come to me? Once your dog is reliable in a variety of places, that's the time that you start working on off-leash training. The way that I do this is practicing in secure, fenced areas that my dog is not familiar with. The idea with that is to simulate off-leash training. He's noticing a dog over here. That's got his attention. Look at his body language. Look at the straight tail pointing up. Yes, I love that. Right now, this is great behavior. I'm very happy to let him look at this dog while he sits right now. That is just fine with me. He's not lunging at the dog. The dog is in motion. This makes it very... Gonna stop him right there. This is management. No need to scold a dog. Yes! Good man. The second his attention broke and I had him on me, that's when I can show him what to do. All that was needed there was just simply preventing him from advancing. So walking this balance between letting your dog explore and understand their world while also holding them to the standard of listening to you when you ask for their attention is the line that we must walk. You should be asking yourself all the time, is this management? Or is this training? Training is when you're actively working with your dog and proactively working on changing their future behavior. Okay, but when you're managing them, it's important to understand that you're not exactly training them. Had a pedestrian walking by. Did you see how I managed in that case? No need to yank. You just manage. You're not going to change their future behavior in those moments. So if you find yourself relying too much on managing your dog to prevent them from doing things, take that as your cue to set aside time for some proactive training sessions to help your dog understand your expectations better. Stopping the behavior immediately, no correction required. He started to advance and I prevented him from advancing forward. I consider that management. Uh-oh. Right there, management. Had to go in his mouth and take it because I wasn't controlling the environment well enough. But now what I do is I train. See this? Leave it. I was able to stop the unwanted behavior immediately while still being humane and keeping him in a good mood, which is paramount. Come on, I'm gonna try and get a few extra feet while he's following me here. You see that? And I'm relying heavily on making sounds like, or even a little whistle. Yes. To get his attention, and then encouraging him with my mannerisms to come to me. Now you can do that in a variety of ways. Running away from your dog is highly effective for a lot of dogs. You can smack the ground, you can make a high-pitched voice, you could dance, good man, and just kind of be animated. I can get excited. These are just some ways to get your dog enjoying the process and coming to you. Now, of course, we don't do this forever. We refine that over the coming days and weeks in order to get a more proper, hey, come here. Yes. Come. Now I'm saying come to him when he comes to me right now, not before he comes, because he doesn't know what it means. Now that we've gotten a couple of successes, I want to take a break and let Shade explore some more. I'd like to just kind of wander around the field because his experiences in this setting are equally as important as teaching him how to come when called. So I don't want to just drill him over and over. The environment is understandably very distracting for him. So we've got to be fair and let him take it all in too. It can't be overstated that this sniffing he's doing right now is extremely intense and he's very inexperienced in the world. So letting him take those smells in. Remember, dogs have a completely different world that they see with their nose. Trying to keep the lead very loose so he feels liberated to explore safely on his own terms. Good, yes! He just sniffed this and didn't pick it up. Does he care about treats right now? I don't think so. He was taking treats a moment ago, now he's not. That doesn't mean that we can't train, though, because he's not interested in treats right now. What is he interested in? The environment. So he did something good by leaving the grass clod alone. Let's let him continue to explore the environment. Yes can signal a lot of different things. We got a dog right there. Look at that. Let me see if I can entice Shade to come to me, even with that distraction close by. Good man, yeah! All right, I think he's starting to get it. And he even ran past some of those grass clods. That's what I call progress. Here he is looking at a dog, leaning on me. Indicates that he's comfortable, not seeing reactive tendencies out of him. This is one way with many dogs to reduce the likelihood of reactive behavior. You'll know with my own dog, Inertia, she was quite reactive as a young dog, and so we had to work on that. It's a spectrum, you know, some dogs express themselves differently than other dogs. So far, I haven't had a single failure. At no point has he said, no, I'm not going to come to you. That is very much by design. If you look at our prior videos, you've been witnessing the rapport that Shade and I have been building with one another, and he has learned that it is a good idea to listen to me because life is great when he does. In the early stages, avoid calling your dog unless you think that they're really likely to come to you. You want to build the habit of them coming to you by setting them up for as many successful repetitions as you can and rewarding your dog whenever they do the right thing. Bree, do you have a good shot of him looking around right now, checking out the environment? And do you see how he's periodically looking at me? So, what? Yes! He thought about it for a second. He was like, I don't know, that's more interesting over there. But I was able to pull him in with my enthusiasm and zero force. If you're not able to find any times when you feel that your dog is likely to come when you call, that's a big sign that you're probably in an environment that's too challenging for them at their current skill level. So try practicing some more inside of your house first, or in other areas where they're less likely to be distracted so that they can understand the behavior better. Yes, sir. And I love the trot. For him, that's fast. So I like the urgency with which he is coming to me. He's not just like looking around. He's not intimidated by anything. He seems to be enjoying himself. See this? Leave it. Everything we've taught him so far is being used for this lesson. There's poison mushrooms there. This is a real mushroom. There's a bunch of them right here. Leave it. I can't let him get that. That could be poisonous for all I know. Leave it. This is how you teach your dog to leave things alone in real life, not just in your living room. If you're new to training dogs, in your mind, you're probably thinking, okay, how do I train this one thing? So if you try to focus on only one thing in a training lesson, sometimes that's going to be counterproductive. So even though the emphasis of my lesson today was come when called, we did socialization, we did some real life leave it training. That's why we do a series like this where we show you how we train the dog absolutely everything from day one and bring in totally untrained dogs. Get your free extra box when you sign up for a Bark Box or a Super Chewer. I'm pretty stoked about Shade's progress. He's amazing. Click thumbs up. Subscribe, follow us on social, Instagram, TikTok. See you in the next video.